Hello, my name is Kate, and this is Castle Tutelage, your home defense network. Today's topic, permit holders and crime. You know, when states started becoming a shall issue state, and there's going to, Florida, Minnesota, they kept on saying that you start issuing guns to permit holders, and this is going to be the wild, wild west. People are just going to be shooting all over the place. There's going to be death, mayhem. It's not the case. It is not the case whatsoever. Now, I just want to give you numbers, and these are from 2009, and it's Minnesota only. And when I came across this article, I've always knew it, but I didn't have the numbers that you can physically say it is X and Y. Okay, now I have it, and even though that this is in Minnesota, I'm sure it's going to be pretty common, no matter what state you are in. Basically, the numbers are out of 10,000 people, a DW arrest for the general population that does not have a permit to carry in the state of Minnesota in 2009, 74.8 per of the 10,000 were arrested for DWI. For permit holders, and this flies directly into the face of a lot of proponents for guns not even existing, is saying that one of their arguments is that you are like 6 to 8 times more likely to drink and have a gun at the same time. And the statistics do not pan that out. They're just blowing smoke up the people's butts. For the general population, for permit holders in the state of Minnesota in 2009, 5.3 out of the 10,000 were arrested for DWIs. So in round numbers, 74 to 5, okay, per 10,000. Just doesn't exist. So the naysayers of gun laws are lying to you, flat out lying. They are not telling the truth. Assault, arrests. This is a big thing, and this is something that I was absolutely shocked about, that how low the numbers actually are for permit holders, CCW permit holders, to be arrested for an assault. You would think it'd be a little bit higher than a DWI because of the bias with the gun owner, that the police may be even arresting them a little bit at a higher rate, okay? For the general population, non-permit holders, 46 per 10,000. For the permit holder in the state of Minnesota in 2009, 1.6 per 10,000. That, to me, that speaks volumes. The permit holders are being much more responsible in how they conduct their lives than the general population. Now, narcotics arrests was a little bit interesting. State of Minnesota, 39.7 per 10,000 of the non-permit holders, compared to 2.1 per 10,000 for the permit holders. Okay, so we have the violent. What people are really concerned about, the naysayers of proponents for CCW, they were concerned that everyone was going to be assaulting everyone. It's not the case. Where even the narcotics arrest was just negligibly higher than that, and then alcohol, it's an acceptable vice, if you will, and but as far as their percentage, the overall non-permit holders percentage is so much higher than the concealed carry permit. So when you're dealing, when you're dealing with people who are saying that, no, gun permits, it's just going to become the Wild West, or gun owners are 6 times more likely to drink, and that just isn't the case. The numbers aren't panning it out to be. Now, if you choose to engage the people who are making these nonsense things, I'm not exactly sure. Just state your position, don't argue, and walk away. That's basically all you can do. You can make them basically look like a fool. I had, I made a video, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, basically telling the difference between a 40 Smith & Wesson and a 45 ACP. And most of the difference that we have, most of the information that we have on the 45 ACP is from World War II, where the underweight, malnourished Japanese soldiers that have been sitting on islands with no protein and just eating rice really withered away. And the penetration of the 45 sometimes is an issue. And I get someone making a comment on that, saying that my father, who's 200 pounds, was really taken back by the 45 ACP. I've never said that the 45 ACP wasn't a devastating round. I've never said that. I just said that the evidence behind the 45 ACP may have some penetration issues, and it really does. In certain aspects that I won't get into. But he goes, he writes me back and he says something to the effect where basically personal experiences trumps facts and figures. Isn't it the silliest thing that you've ever heard because you have an anecdote trumps facts and figures? Now I can say your interpretation of the facts may be biased in some areas, but you cannot say because you have a personal experience that facts and figures are irrelevant. It's just the dumbest thing in the world. So when you're talking to these people, fairly understand where they're coming from. You're not going to change their position. You state the facts and you go on your merry way. My name is Kane. This is Castle Tulley's Your Home Defense Network. I hope this helped.